So it's been a while since I posted an update, and I've got such a backlog of video that I'll probably never get around to actually editing it. So what I think I might do is just every now and then when I've got stuff finished, I may post some little updates. This weekend I did all the plumbing for the main floor, so I figured I'll do a bit of a walkthrough here. Um, this drain here is basically the main one for the whole house. It's actually the drain for everything other than the basement washing machine. And so this was a long weekend. I figured it would be, kind of my one last good time for the next 2 months or so to actually cut it and start replacing it all in case something were to go wrong and I wouldn't really have a shower and a toilet for a day or two. It wouldn't be good to do that kind of during a week or a short weekend. So cut it there, and then everything else that's in is all brand new. I didn't really want to risk reusing any of the old pipe or fittings and stuff in case it kind of had brittled up over time. So I got these two new fittings in. First one's for the kitchen sinks, and the next one's for it's for the main floor bathroom sink and all the plumbing on the second floor. And then that one there is for the toilet on the main floor. The flange it's just sitting there is supposed to go on the finished floor, so it's not glued just yet. The one complication with the toilet is that the original plumbing had the kitchen sink drain through the wall that was running this way, and the drain kind of teed in right around there. And so the same vent that was being used on the kitchen sink drain was also a wet vent for the toilet. Now, when I've put the kitchen sinks down that way, um, the vent path is a lot farther, and this this line can't be used as a wet vent because it has fixtures from a different floor. So to avoid any complications trying to use this as a wet vent and getting that to pass inspection, I've just put a dedicated vent on the toilet. So that's actually a Y fitting there, and then the vent is on its own just for the toilet, and it ties in here to the same vent for the bathroom sink. Um, and so it's got to be up high and above the flood level of the sink, so it's going to tie in there and then go up into the attic through the holes up there. I've tried to put cleanouts on pretty much everything just to be absolutely sure it kind of all passes. So with that one there, it should be able to even snake the vent and then go all the way back down that way to get the whole toilet. Same with that one there, should be able to snake all that way. Yeah, the other thing too that's hard to see on the camera is just that all these pipes have to be sloped just right. Even the vents themselves need 1/4 inch per foot of slope, so it took quite a while to get everything sloped just properly. This toilet originally never really flushed properly, and then when I took the floor out, I actually found it was sloped down just a bit that way, and so I'm sure it just always collected some amount of liquid in there and never really drained right. And then the same thing with this one. The difference in height from how low that point is to how high this point is really just enough to run it that way. I actually wouldn't be able to run it diagonally and then horizontally, which would have been kind of more ideal to minimize the run, but I wouldn't allow it for the right slope. I'm gonna have an island here, and so I figured while the floor is open, I might as well at least rough in a drain for it in case a sink ever wants to be put in. So I've got a Y there, and I'll run a pipe up through the floor at some point. Then I got these two pipes that run up this way, so that one continues for the drain, and that's going to be for the kitchen sink, which is actually going to be sitting right around here, but because I need the vent to go up vertically, had to put it in that stud bay because I can't really vent it up through the window, and I can't really even take it diagonally because it's too wide for a 2x4 wall. So I had to hide them away in that cavity there. And then the same kind of thing as in the bathroom there. I've got this vent tie in, which is going to be connected to the washing machine in the basement. It just ends right there right now. That's the old one. Used to come up and also go into the kitchen sink drain. Got the two cleanouts there as well, so should be able to go snake all the way through. Same thing when I put that in, I'll put a clean out in the island. And then I do have to connect that vent up eventually, run it along the ceiling, and then connect it into there, which goes to the top floor. And then the one other thing too is here, these two pipes obviously come up through the floor, but that's not too much of an issue because there's going to be kitchen cabinets all along there, so that'll all be sort of hidden, and there's really no way to get it into the bottom plate of the floor of the wall because it's only a 2x4 wall. You can't drill that big of a hole through it, and for winterization, because that's an exterior wall, this is probably a bit better anyway. It'll stay a bit warmer. So yeah, that's about it. That took about 2.5 days to put all in place, and that's with all the planning already done ahead of time. But yeah, it's all done.